The Predator franchise is a franchise that has kind of had ups and downs, you could say. I love the first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, obviously. Predator 2, not that big of a fan. Predators was all right. And then The Predator that Shane Black did back in 2000, I want to say 18, was just awful, was just terrible. And it killed the Predator franchise for quite some time. But then Prey came out. And Prey, taking it all the way back, I think it was like the 1700s, new location, new cast of characters, new lead. Put it on Disney Plus. Unfortunately, wasn't in theaters, but it did really well for Disney Plus and Hulu at the time. So it was no mystery that they were going to do more. And it wasn't too long ago that we found out that they were going to do more. We have this coming from the Hollywood Reporter saying, the new Predator movie is in the works with Dan Trachtenberg directing. Filmmaker Dan Trachtenberg and 20th Century Studios are going hunting again. Trachtenberg, who earned an Emmy nomination for his 2022 Predator movie, Prey, is returning to the sci-fi action horror franchise to make a new installment. Titled Badlands, which honestly I hope is just a working title. I feel like you need to have the Predator somewhere in that title.
Yeah.
Badlands is what it's going to be called, though. The new Predator feature is not a sequel to Prey, which was set in 1719 and centered on a young woman forced to fight for survival against the intergalactic hunters, but rather a brand new story. Plot details are being kept secret, but this one is said to be sometime in the future. Like Prey, however, it too will feature a female lead. And we now know who that female lead is because they have just casted Elle Fanning to star in the new Predator movie. Elle Fanning is going from the great to bad. The actor known for the great is in talks to star in Badlands, a new movie set in the Predator universe. The Badlands is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, the filmmaker who revamped the franchise, yada, yada, yada. They're doing another Predator movie, guys. They're doing another Predator movie, and we've got our lead with Elle Fanning. And look, I don't know about you guys, but Prey was such a delightful surprise when it came out. And I had faith in the movie. I mean, even back in, I think it was 2022 when it was coming out, it was in my most anticipated of the year. I thought it was going to be great. Lo and behold, I thought it turned out fantastic. And what I loved about Prey is that it was so removed from the other Predator movies. It was removed from Arnold's. It was its own thing, and it felt fresh and new. And it really did make me crave these more so anthology films of Predator than continuations and sequels. So the fact that they're now saying that they're going out here, they're doing a new one. Plot details are under wraps, but I did read somewhere the rumor is they're going to World War II.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting the Predator in World War II, which to me sounds absolutely incredible. I mean, I want to see the Predator just spread across timelines, spread across time periods. My dream Predator movie would be Predator and the Samurai.
That's
Put
mine
them in.
too.
Put
Mine
them in.
too.
Yes. Put them
Mine
in
too.
Japan. Get them with the samurai. I think it would
Tokyo.
be
Yep.
Tokyo. Yeah, I think it would be amazing. But this makes me really happy. I love that we're getting more Predator. Honestly, for me, I like that it's not a continuation of Prey because they did that animation thing at the end of the credits where more Predators came down and the people it kind of ended there with the people kind of freaking out that more Predators were here. You could pick this up with a Prey 2. You could have the whole group of people versus the Predators and have this big thing. But honestly, to me, putting a singular Predator with new characters and new settings sounds way more enjoyable to me. And I'll pass on to you, Ace. What do you think of more Predator? What did you think of Prey and this casting of Elle Fanning? I'm not going to lie, I'm not too familiar with her work, but have you seen her in things? Do you like her as an actress, and do you think she's a good pick for this?
Haven't seen her. My first question was going to be any relation to Dakota, but obviously looking at her, you can tell like they're
Yeah.
sisters. So,
Yeah.
but I'm always excited to see newer actors because what was that girl's name? Amber Mid Thunder.
Mid Thunder. Yeah.
She was, she was new. That was her first big one.
She was
So,
great.
yeah,
I loved
exactly.
her
She
in
was
Prey.
phenomenal. And then she ended up getting a role with Netflix under an Avatar Last Airbender. You know what I'm saying? So it
Right.
opens up, opportunities for these actors. As far as Prey was very refreshing, a very refreshing take on the Predator series. I don't hold too much stock in the Predator movies. I kind of take them for what they're worth. Like that movie Predators with the one where it was the one where they were on the world.
Yeah, that's
And
Predators.
stuff like that. I thought it was okay. You know,
Adrian
what it's
Brody.
worth. The one with
Topher
Lawrence
Grace.
Fishburne. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne and Topher Grace. I thought it was okay. Certain parts are rewatchable, but Prey is a fresh start to this series. And as far as tying into the other ones, you don't have to do anything super crazy. Just give us something subtle like what they did with Prey. Did you pick up on how
Mhm.
it tied up to the other Predator movies with the gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, give us something so small like that that ties them all in. I don't know how you would do it, but that's it. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. But I like the first movie, Badlands. Like I said, I hope it's a working title as well, because to me it reminds me too much of Into the Badlands, and then it reminds me of that's a series that never got a conclusion. So then it starts to make me mad. But yeah, it has to have predators in the title. But like you said, my dream Predators movie would be like a Tokyo based samurai sword to sword like movie, and give us that actor that's in that was in Mortal Kombat. What's his
Oh shoot, what
name?
was his name? I'm not.
I'm
It's
gonna
not
tell
coming to
you.
me.
You're gonna be like, oh man.
I know, right? It's gonna
Um.
be one of those things where it
Oh.
just smacks you in the brain.
Yeah. He. Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah, no, that was
Yeah.
not gonna come into my brain.
Okay. Him. Like he's give me him in that movie. But like I said, I'm all for this. It has momentum with Prey. Prey is
Yep.
actually a movie that I think I would have liked to see in theaters. To be honest
Me
with you,
too. It would
I
have been
think it would
great.
have went well in theaters. If they re-released it, I'd go, because
Me
like
too.
Prey got the hype. You know what made Prey well? It got the fan perception. You know what I'm saying? People were talking about it. It was an event through streaming. Everybody
Yep.
was like, "You got to see this movie Prey on Hulu. It's such a good take because it focused on the core of this movie, where it's just we're just going to focus on the Predator, and they got to ride that momentum. Don't try to bring in the big stars. Like, we don't need to see like a Jason Statham or a Jason Momoa. We don't need to see any big star. Don't need to see Chris Hemsworth in this movie. Just keep it low key and
Yeah.
just give us that, and I think we'll be fine."
And keep that budget down, because that was
Yeah.
something I loved about Prey 2 is they went straight back to the roots of Predator. It was like Predator in the jungle hunted someone down. That's all it is. And they kept that budget down by new stars, location, and one singular Predator. Like it was what the franchise needed at the time. And what I will say, or what I'll pass on to you as well, is do you think with Alien Romulus now was going to be on Disney Plus, they moved it to theatrical. Prey is beloved. Prey did really well on Hulu and Disney Plus. Do you think that this next one goes to theaters, or do you think this one also goes to Disney Plus? Because I think they would be fools not to put it in theaters if they brand it right with the Predator name, and they need it. They need to do more than just Badlands. But I think that this would do really, really well in the theaters. I think it would be a mistake not to do it in theaters. What are
Mhm.
your thoughts on that?
I think it would do. I think it would translate well to the big screen, because that's the biggest thing that I like to say about like a lot of my channel. Does it translate to the big screen? Does it have that big screen spectacle? I think possible, but I think ultimately they will drop it on streaming, just like they did with Prey.
Yeah,
I think they're not going to risk it. They're going to be like, okay, Prey did well. Let's continue that. And if it starts building more traction and people start wanting these movies, because like the fan theories out there, as far as the sample, like we're not the only two people that have ever talked about it. It's all over there. Maybe they
yeah,
actually give the fans what they want and say, hey, since you guys wanted a samurai version, we'll put this one in theaters. And now you guys are getting what you want. So come out to the theater. But I do think this movie has potential to do well. They just have to ride that momentum. Like you said about the budget, I do think this will have a little bit of a bigger budget. If it's taking place in World War II, you're going to have a little bit more, because you're not going
right.
to just have actors in the jungle. You're going to have artillery. You're going to have soldiers. You're going to have to be on set. You're going to have it look like certain ways and stuff like that to make it look like a war.
Yeah.
So basically, but the plot. Not a lot has been said, but I'm interested to see what it's going to be around, because obviously in Prey and with the Predator lore, they're out there to become the top notch predators.
Yeah.
So what are they gonna go after? Are they just gonna go after troops on the sidelines and stuff like that? We'll see what happens.
Well, thank you very much for checking out this clip from our live show that we do every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, called Zach Milne Talks Live. If you like talking movies, if you like talking movie news, why don't you consider hitting that subscribe button before you leave? We do that on this channel all the time. But if you still need some time before you fully commit, you can check out the full video this clip is from right here, and you can check out another video over here. The subscribe button's right here.